Hello, welcome to the advanced tutorial of Sky Sands Wheelie Scooter. This is the third track in the advanced tutorial series for Kirby Air Ride All Tracks speedrun. What we're going to do starting off here is I'm going to play through the entire video that I have for you right now. We're going to watch it, and then after that we're going to come in and we're going to break down step by step. So here we go. All right, welcome back. Let's break down the video now. So I really recommend, if you haven't watched my Celestial Valley Wheelie Scooter Advanced tutorial, to watch that. I explain a lot of the tech in Wheelie Scooter in general, but I will be going over it briefly here, just in case you have missed it. It's pretty simple. There's two tech in this game for Wheelie Scooter that really makes it what it is, like really makes it fast. The first one is spin dashing, which is a glitch slash technique that I will go over in this tutorial, but there's also a great tutorial by Cardinal Pickles, which I will link in the description, that you could watch if you want more information, and eventually I will make my own Wheelie Scooter spin dashing tutorial as well. So that's the one tech that we're going to be explaining that I didn't explain in the last tutorial in Celestial Valley because I don't really use it that much there. I might have explained it in the swag strats part of that video though. But then the other piece of tech is the jumps. I explained that a lot in that last video, but I'll go over it briefly. Basically, there's three different kinds of jumps. If you're going off a ramp with Wheelie Scooter, you could just run off of it without holding any direction on the control stick. You'll go, decently far and decently high, just your average fly off. Then you could hold down while you go off a ramp and keep holding down a little bit after, and you will just go up very high and not very far. But if you do the down flick, which is the main strat that we're going to be doing a lot here, which is just flicking down the control stick at the apex of the ramp, you will fly very far forward and and pretty high. And that's the farthest jump that you can do at Wheelie Scooter and the fastest. So we're going to be not really abusing, but using that a lot. So starting off here, we're going to be zooming out. You don't have to zoom out if you don't want. Going to start with a down flick right there, and you're going to land here. I'm going to go around here, grab that swordsman. Sometimes that swordsman will pop up and you'll be able to cut through those Waddle Dees I just passed. But if you don't worry about it. They aren't too important to going fast at this part. So you want to cut through this first broomstick, press A. in between these guys just to get your angle right after you're done cutting them. You're going to cut through those guys, and then you're going to get real close to this wall, so you're able to cut that mushroom guy, and then right after do a down flick off of that, off of the right side of that little pathway. And then you'll land right here and cut these Waddle Dees that I'm showing right now. And then start holding left. I usually don't tap A here. You could usually just hold left and it'll work instead of just tapping A. Cut that swordsman. And then you want to land on this wall here. You want to go along this wall for right at the end of it here. Because you want to cut through these enemies. And now this is where I'm going to explain spin dashing. You want to start your spin dash. Basically, what we're going to do here is to do a spin dash, I usually do the quick spin. I start off with the quick spin. If your wall that you're going to spin dash on is to your right, you're going to start off hitting right and then hitting left. Basically, to do a quick spin, you just hit one direction into the other direction in quick succession. So I'm going to do right, left. Like that. So that's going to start my spin dash. And then as soon as my spin dash is started, I'm going to hold back right. So I'm going to spin and start going a little left, and then I'm going to hold a right again. And that will make me go into this wall at this certain angle. As you see, I'm at this diagonal angle to the wall. Then a couple more frames forward here. As soon as I hit the wall, I'm going to hold A. And then I'm going to let go of A around here, but while still holding upright, and I'm going to, or while holding upright, I was just holding regular right there. And then I'm gonna be hitting A against this wall, and then hold A after right at the end of this spin dash here. So I could just land on this sand. And then usually you'll land to the right of this crab, but I landed, right in front of this crab, so I'm going to go off of it. But if that happens, just press A, get back on the ground. And then go close to that right wall, so you cut those Waddle Dees. You still have the sword at this point. You want to go up here. You're going to just go through this guy. Make sure you don't hit any of the walls when you're going up through that path. That will slow you down a lot. So to know if you have a good pace going right now, your sword should last after you cut these Bronto Birds. So you want to go to the left here. You want to hit that fire elephant, cut him, and then get kind of like stuck on these rotating spin platforms, or like stay on them. And then they will take you into the Bronto Birds. You'll cut through those guys. And then you kind of want to, get away from these spin pads, as I did right there. You want to kind of hold right after the second one, get away from that. And then right in the middle here, you're going to turn left again, and you're going to hit A on this wall while holding left. And you'll basically just like skid right past it. So it's basically because Wheelie Scooter has that physic where, it kind of boosts down the walls. So even if you're not spin dashing, some of the walls you could still, at the end of the walls, like these turns are perfect for, you could kind of like zip down them a little bit. So we're going to turn around here and then do it the same thing there. I usually always catch the end of that wall, but then on this wall, you will go right down the middle, and we're going to hit that there and hit A as soon as we run into it. Yeah, right around the middle, and then let go as soon as we get past it. Then I'm going to turn myself around a little bit left, and I want to go right down the middle here. I want to hit this switch around the middle. You're just going to run over this. Don't worry, you don't have to press A on it or anything. And you want to see this hole that popped up? When you go over that switch, that hole's going to pop up. You want to go right down the middle here. And this guy's going to be right over here. In this version of the game, you don't have to worry about him being in a different spot. In the Japanese version, he is sometimes. It's actually one of the only RNG parts in this speedrun that can affect you. But in this, he usually will always be in the spot. Unless you're like really slow, or, maybe hit something, or, because he spawns right around here. Right around here is where he spawns. So if you like run into the wall, you might get to that part and he'll be farther than usual. But usually if you do like basically pretty similar to my movement there, you'll always catch him around there. So you want to go in the middle here. Right at this shadow, you want to press A and you'll grab him through the wall, right? So as soon as you go past that shadow, you'll grab him through the wall. Then what you want to do here is you want to just go over this green boost, and right at the end of this green boost, start holding right and then hold A as soon as you hit this wall, just like you were doing before, and let go as soon as it ends. And while you're like still kind of sucking up the tornado, it'll keep you going fast through that part. So then turn around here, do the down flick on that first little sand ramp, and then land. You want to land on this part of like the kind of like turbine thing, kind of turning windmill thing, right here, right? See where these two lines are? Either of these lines, more preferably this one right here. You want to land on that, like where the dark lines are, because that doesn't matter too much, but it puts you in a good situation right here, because you want to land right there where that dark line is. That'll put you right here in a nice distance away from this wall. So as soon as you land, you could do a quick spin. And then, you know, remember, since this wall is to our right, we're going to do right, left, right, like that. Wait. That's right, left, right. And then, so that, you know, gets our spin going. And then as soon as we hit that wall, we're going to press A. And now this part, it's going to work on your release a lot, because if you release in a weird spot here, you could hit this part of this like ground coral and it'll fly you into the invisible wall. And it's just going to take a lot of practice to like understand how to do it. I really do recommend spin dashing at that part though, whenever you can. You'll be able to get it consistent, like faster than you think. That one's not too bad, but this one's kind of harder. So there's two things you could do here, and the main thing on this first lap is what I recommend. I recommend just going over this first green boost here, and then going around this part and spinning at these Waddle Dees. That's the intended strat, but let's say if you get spit out of this spin dash weird like I did, and I land over here and I miss this boost, there's a backup. And this is the strat we're going to be doing for the second and third lap mostly, is like when you're right around here, you want to do a spin dash and you want to start spinning right at that point or a little earlier. You don't want to spin dash too late on this wall. Like before it, see how this part is a little more purple? You want to hit that wall before the purple. And then you'll be able to do another spin dash right there. But what you really want to do is you want to, you know, get to that point where the Waddle Dees are and spin through the Waddle Dees. That's what I would recommend. So we're going to go through here. Now, watch out for these columns. I don't exactly know what's up with these columns. I don't exactly know what causes them. I don't know if they're luck. I don't think they are luck. Most of the like actual stage things in this game aren't RNG at all. But I don't understand like what triggers these. So you just have to keep vigilant. If either of these first columns falls, like the left first column or the right first column falls, you're going to go up here and you're going to tap A and you're going to land. You don't even have to do it for that first left column. You could just ride off of that. Don't down flick. You could just ride off of that and then land around here. And then when you get to this part, you down flick and then you go far. So you're able to get two big jumps out of it. Or two jumps out of it. And then you could do the same thing with that right first column, but you want to press A in the air so you land. Then the same with the second two columns. So this one and this one, if you go over those, press A so you land, or press A in the air, make sure to not pick up the sword or this wheel. So you land about right here, a little before you take off. Because let's say if you land like right here, you won't be able to like down flick at this part and do a big jump again, because there's a little bit of a landing buffer with this game, specifically Scooter. Like when you land, it takes like a second until you're able to do another jump off of a ramp. And I think I explained that a little bit in the Celestial Valley one. So that's for those first four columns. That's what you want to do. Now for these last two here, let's say you go fast and you go under these first four. For these last three, if you hit these ramps, just down flick and you'll go flying past. But that's what I do for those. So now we're going through here. We want to grab this sword. We don't want to grab that sword before near those ramps. This one is much faster. This one will last longer. Or not last longer, but there's more enemies down here that we need to cut. And you're going to grab this guy. You're going to cut through these 3 and then cut through those 2. If you do them back to back, like cut through the broomstick guys right into the Waddle Dees, that's optimal. But if you just do it like I did there, kind of like separated, that's okay too. It's not that bad. So then you're going to do the down flick off that little alleyway like we did in the first part. You're going to cut through that guy, and then you want to cut through the sword. If you cut through the wheel, you know you're doing well. You know you got there pretty fast if you're able to cut through that wheel. So then you're going to cut through that guy, do your spin dash like before, and then like I was saying, you want to boost against this little part right at the end of this passage. You want to hold the A, and then you'll land right there, and you won't get hit by the crab or go off the crab. You want to cut these guys as well. You want to cut these guys. Basically, your sword can last all the way up to this Cappy that we're shooting that star at. It can last all the way up to there and cut him. But if it doesn't, I recommend shooting this Cappy. Although it will not hit this guy. Most of the time, 90% of the time, it will go past him like that, which is stupid. But sometimes if you're left enough, it will hit him. It just doesn't home into him for whatever reason. I don't know why. So right past that guy, start boosting on the wall again, just like before. Now, this is a thing that can happen. Sometimes this sword will be all the way up here. He'll like speed up over here. This could happen on the 2nd or 3rd lap. And what will be happening is you'll be boosting on this wall and you'll grab him and you'll fly off all the way down here sometimes. This time I didn't. This time I just rode right past him. If that happens, just try to press A and get on the ground as quick as possible, and then turn around here and just keep on going. Getting the sword doesn't really help because there aren't too many enemies to cut around here. But you know, it doesn't slow you down too much anyways. So just be mindful and don't get thrown into an invisible wall, basically, which could happen. It's really weird. It's hard to explain, but I'm sure it will happen to you. So right now going down the middle here, you want to start your quick spin right around here. You want to start your quick spin right before the green boost. This is what we're going to do on the 2nd and 3rd laps. And also, if you missed that tornado on the 1st lap that was in the middle here, you could do this as a backup strat. Basically, what you want to do here is you want to spin, go over this boost, and then hold right, and then boost down that wall. Or do the spin dash down that wall. And then start hitting A again, do the down flick, and then get in our little visual cue dirt paths. There you go. Now you're a nice ways away from the wall again. You could spin, boost into that wall, and then go over here, hit this spin, and then you could do another boost. See, I did it a little late there. I probably hit the wall around at the purple. Yeah, see, it was just a little too late. You want to do it a little earlier, but not too earlier. It's kind of hard to do that spin dash, but if you do it and it goes a little slow like that, it's not a big deal. So right here, you got to watch out for when the columns will fall too. It's just like you have to like look at them and be able to tell when they're going to hit you. And right there, I knew that when I wasn't going to be able to make it, and I don't want to slow down at all. So I just went to the right of it, and then I took this one instead. If they hit you, they'll just like bounce you up, and it'll be kind of slow, and you know you won't be able to get a nice jump off of it like I was able to do. I got that double jump. So then come over around here, grab the sword, cut through these guys. Make sure you cut through all those Bronto Burts very fast. Then do the down flick once again. Come around here, cut through this enemy. Get on the wall and then cut through those Waddle Dees like before. Start spinning. I start spinning like right after the sand dune. Or like right at that sand dune. But you got to watch out because when I first started doing that, I would like hit that sand dune and I would fly off. But now I have a certain timing to it that that never happens. So you kind of just have to figure out the timing that works for you. But yeah, boosting or hitting the wall and doing the spin dash right before this sand dune is good. So you want to make sure that you're able to do that. And then start tapping after you let go of your spin dash around that corner. Cut through all these guys. So right here, if you're going fast and you haven't really messed anything up on this third lap, you'll be able come close to this mic, cut through this mic, and then go right down the middle of these guys and try to cut as many of the cappies as you can, and you'll fly around this part, and it's very good. If that doesn't happen though, a backup strat, like if your sword runs out, what you could do is, let's say your sword runs out right around here, suck up this cappy, the one that's closest to us, and then suck up this cappy. This one should hit this guy, and this one should hit this guy, I believe. So that's still decently fast, but that is way faster to do that. It saves about like a second, maybe 2 seconds. So then turn around here like we were doing, do the spin dash here. Remember, start spinning a little bit before the boost. Then do the down flick, land on our visual cue line in the ground, spin, do the spin dash, go around here, spin dash there. See, right there is where you want to hit it. So you want to get right there. If you don't do that second spin dash, sometimes you could go around here and grab one of those tornado guys. That's really not that much faster, but it's something you could do. And there you go. As you see, I reacted to the falling columns pretty well right there. So there you go. That was that level. So now let's do the recap. Let's go over it here and just like, recap on the important parts that we went over in the breakdown. So here we go. Zoom out, do the down flick, come over here, grab this guy, cut through these two guys, be close to the wall while you cut that guy and then do the down flick off the column. Cut through that guy, get the spin dash, start boosting into the wall after the spin dash. Get on these like spinny things, start boosting into the wall at their like halfway parts. Grab that guy as soon as you go through the drop shadow. Remember the visual cue walls or lines in the ground. What you really want to do there is get the tornado and spin across those Waddle Dees, but if you miss it, it's okay. Make sure, watch out for that wheel. Grab this sword, cut through those guys, and then do the flick. Cut through these two. If you cut through that wheel, you're doing really well. Spin dash, or at least on the second lap. Spin dash, cut through these guys as well. Get on these spinny platforms again. Shoot him if your sword wears out. Watch out if that sword is over there. That could send you into the wall. Do the spin dash. Do the down flick, and then continue on those lines that we talked about. Do the spin dash. Do another spin dash here, but you don't really have to if you get the boost. It's still pretty fast. If it's the first 4 columns, hit A before you fall off, and don't do a down flick, and then do a down flick once you pass the finish line. Do another spin dash here. Keep the spin dash up. Cut through all those enemies if you can, and then go right down the middle. Cut through all those cappies. Boost on the walls. Start spin dashing. Do your quick spin right before the green boost. And then do this into the spin dash. Do your spin dashes again here. And there you go. And keep your eye out for those columns as they fall. And there you go. That is Sky Sands. Thank you guys for watching. The next tutorial is going to be Frozen Hillside. If I have anything else to put at the end of the video, I will. If not, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, message me, and I'll see you in the next video.